Okay, so next experiment we are going to go ahead with a study of the soil. Okay, so soil is one of the very important natural resources without which cannot live. Okay, so we are going to study the characteristic of soil. Okay, we are going to take the two samples. First, we are going to take is a garden soil and one riverside soil. Okay, these are the two samples: riverside soil and garden soil. We are going to note the pH. Okay, what is the pH of both the soil? Okay, that is a garden soil and a riverside soil. Okay, we are going to note the pH. Again, two method. First, we are going to check with the litmus paper method and one with the universal indicator method. Along with, we are going to see the texture of the soil. What are the texture of the both the soils? Okay, and the last we are going to see the water holding capacity of the soil. Okay, what is the water holding capacity of a garden soil and what is the water holding capacity of a riverside soil? So finally, we are going to conclude that what are the characteristic of both the soils. So let us go ahead with the requirement and we are going to see what are the requirements required and what is the actual experiment and how we are going to perform the techniques. So we were speaking about the physical property of a soil. So before going into the physical property, okay, let us understand what are the requirements we will require for the first set of experiment. As we discussed, we are going to go with a four set of experiments. Let us go with the very first experiment, that is a water holding capacity of a soil. What is the water holding? Means how much water they can hold. Okay, if we pour a water in a soil, how slow it gets percolated down. So water gets percolated slowly. Okay, so let us say which soil permits to percolate very slow rate. Okay, so which actually holds water for the more time or the maximum time. Here we have two samples of soil. I'm going to keep it here. Okay, the first one is a red color, that is a garden soil, and second sample with me, that is a river soil. Okay, so and this is an experimental setup where we require a stand, a test tube, funnel, this is a filter paper. Okay, this is a soil sample, along with this is a scapula and water. Okay, a two beaker of water. If you see very carefully, I have written it that we have taken a soil 60 gram. See, this is a measuring cylinder, this is a yes, weighing balance. Okay, so we have taken a weighing balance. Okay, I have weighted very properly here. You can see this is a 60 gram of soil, 60 gram of soil. Okay, both sample riverside and garden soil, and I have taken 100 ml of water as I have mentioned here. Fine, now I am going to take this filter paper. Okay, see the pattern of making it in a conical form. Okay, like this way. Now this is a proper cone. I am going to fix it here. Fine, another cone. Okay, again I am going to make it a cone of a spherical filter paper. Okay, so these are the filter paper. Now I am going to pour the soil. Okay, if you see, I am pouring a riverside soil completely. Let it settle a little. This is a garden soil. Okay, I am again pouring it very properly. Make sure that you let it settle well. After that, we are going to take a water which is of equal quantity, very slowly, and water will come down. Let us see which of the soil holds the water maximum. Okay, you may find it very slowly, it will take a time. Okay, so like this way I am going to add this complete water and this beaker water I am going to add it here. Okay, let us see who holds water for the more time or the maximum water. Fine, so after some time again we will get back and we will understand that who holds water for the longer time. Okay, thank you so much. Let us wait for the result and we will again bring you for the screen. Okay, so we are done with the experiment. Okay, the very first part, we see here that the water holding capacity of garden soil is way better than the riverside soil. If we conclude, see, if we see that water that has been holded, okay, in this conical flask is 70, sorry, this is a funnel that is a 70 ml, whereas water has been held in this funnel which is a riverside that is just a 40 ml. Matlab maximum water has been holded by the garden soil and less in a riverside soil. So 30 ml water has been collected in a test tube here and 60 ml here. That means maximum water has been holded by the garden soil. Hence we can say, with this better we can conclude that maximum water holding capacity is of a garden soil comparatively to the riverside. So garden soil is best for holding water so that it can give rise to the new plant. Okay, and it led the percolation of water very slow compared to the riverside, where riverside can easily percolate the water. Okay, so this is the first. Now secondly we are going to go ahead with the pH of soil, both the soil, riverside and garden soil. Okay, now the second set of experiment, that is detecting the pH, determining the pH of a soil, that is a riverside soil, again a garden soil. Now as you just saw that we collected the riverside soil, okay, with the help of the experiment water holding capacity, and this is a garden soil. Okay, now after this, this is a yellow starch paper, or starch yellow paper you can call. Okay, that I am going to immerse it into the both solution, and we are going to see what is the pH of both of them. Okay, so I am just immersing it in front of you, and I am just placing it here, and let the color reflect on it. Okay, I have reflected. Okay, now after 2 minutes we'll be getting to know that what is the pH. Meanwhile, let us see what color does it acquires after the dipping it into the both the solution, that is river side and garden side. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we have concluded that here we have a two again litmus paper, okay, which we immersed it into the solution, a river side and a garden. Garden has developed a green color, whereas it has developed a blue color. So the pH of the river side is nearly somewhere 9, where the pH of a garden soil is 7. So 7 pH and 9 pH. Fine. So this is basic and this is somewhat neutral, nor basic nor acidic. So we can say that river soil has a 9 pH, which is basic and not so much capable enough to hold the water, whereas garden soil has a 7 pH, which is neutral and has a good water holding capacity. So that's what we conclude, that pH 7 is of a garden soil and the pH 9 is of a riverside soil. So garden has got a 7 pH, which is neutral again, which is very much good for the growth of plants and shrubs and herbs. Thank you. Okay, now the third set of experiment, that is what is the moisture content of the soil. What is the moisture content they have of a soil? So now we have again two samples, as I said, with a riverside and one is a garden soil. Fine. Now we have got two things. First is a garden soil and there is a next is a riverside soil. The crucible you see here, okay, you see here the crucible we have, the weight of the crucible is 20 gram of both, okay, 1 and 2 plus soil which I have taken equally measured, that is a 40 with a weighing balance. Altogether it is a 60 gram, okay, and 60 gram for the another one. Now after heating, let me see how much water does it reduces and what is the weight. Now it is a 60 gram altogether. Now it should reduce. Now let us see how much it gets reduced. So that is the moisture content of the soil. If garden soil reduces more compared to the riverside, then what moisture content of the garden soil was maximum. Likewise, this is the first setup of a riverside and this is a setup of a garden soil. Now after measuring, let us see what is the reduce of a 60 gram after the 5 minutes of heating. After 5 to 10 minutes of heating, let's consider 10 minutes. After 10 minutes we are going to see what is the weight. It will be obviously less than a 60 because the moisture of the water will be evaporated. Now let us see what is the actual weight after heating. According to that, we got to know that which is the more moist comparatively and what is the moisture content of the both. Okay, so that's it. Now let us wait for the next 10 minutes to understand that what is the moisture content of the both. Thank you. Okay, now it's 10 minutes again. Okay, and we have weighted the content of a soil and we have got to know that initially it was 60 gram, which was 20 gram of crucible and 40 grams of a soil. Okay, 40 grams soil and 20 grams crucible, and altogether it was a 60 gram. Now after heating, again I have kept here after measuring. Okay, now we have after weighing it. Okay, after the weighing it, we got to know that garden soil has reduced to 52 gram out of 60, whereas riverside soil has reduced to 58 gram after 60. So we can say that 52 gram of 60 and 58 gram of 60. So we can say that garden soil was having a more moisture comparatively as compared to the riverside soil. So riverside soil has a less moisture water, whereas garden is having a more. So this is a conclusion that garden soil is more moist, riverside is less moist. Okay, because the weight has been reduced, because the water has been evaporated. Here weight has again been reduced, but here you can see more reduction, that is a somewhat 8 gram, and here you can see just a 2 gram. So we can say it is comparatively more moist. Now the final experiment, after this we are going to the final experiment, that is a texture of a soil. Okay, now again we have two samples. Same, this is a red color which you can see a garden soil and this is a riverside soil. Fine. Now again I have taken an equal. Okay, it's again a 40 gram of soil. Okay, it is a 40 gram of soil. Now I am again going to add a 50 ml of water. Okay, like after adding the water, I am going to just do it like upside down and let it settle for next 10 minutes in order to understand that how does it settles. Okay, so with that we can understand about the texture of a soil. So let us see afterward how we can do with it, adding up the water. Thank you. Okay, so now after shaking it and keeping it for settling, okay, now water has been mixed well with the soil. So we have concluded, looking at this sheet you can understand this is an example of a garden soil, whereas this is an example of a riverside soil along with water. So here we are going to study the texture. We are going to study the texture of a soil. Now initially you see the bottommost is called as a clay. The bottommost is considered as a clay. So clay is 74, then comes, sorry, is considered as a sand, it's 74, then comes clay, that is 20, and the very top most is called 6%, that is a slate. Likewise here the bottommost is again a sand, that is 68, then comes clay, that is 17, and then comes topmost 15%. Okay, so altogether it is 100%, likewise 100%. Now using the textural triangle method, okay, we got to know that as per this reading we can conclude that the garden soil is sandy clay, whereas a riverside soil, with this reading we can got to know that it is a sandy loam. So this is a sandy loam and this is a sandy clay. So garden soil is a sandy clay and riverside soil is a sandy loam, depending upon the proportion of the distribution of a soil into slate, sand and clay. So that's it. So with this we end up with the experiment, and lastly we are going to conclude it that the pH of a soil. The garden soil has a 7 pH, which is neutral, whereas the pH of a riverside soil was 9, which was a basic. Garden soil is a sandy clay depending upon the distribution of a soil along with water, and riverside soil is a sandy loam, again depending upon the distribution of a water. Okay, suppose that the water holding capacity of a garden soil was stronger comparatively to the riverside soil, and the moisture content of the soil was, again garden soil was having more moisture comparatively to the riverside. So the moisture content of the garden soil was more comparatively to the riverside soil. So that's it. Here we understand the complete education about the characteristic of a soil, properties of a physical properties of a soil, where we studied pH of a soil, then texture of a soil, then water holding capacity of a soil, and the moisture content of the soil. That's it. That's all for today. Thank you.